Hey, Porch Chronicles, how y'all doing out there? So look, so yesterday when I was at the hospital, I had went to go get me something to eat for dinner. And I went to the Fridays over there and I had ordered me a sandwich. So I went to the Chick-fil-A to get some sugar-free lemonade before I went to go pick up my food. So I'm on my scooter. I'm going through the parking lot. So, because my boyfriend and my son they be scared when I go through the parking lot because people be driving crazy. So I always pray over myself when I get in my car in the morning anyway. And I know I'm going to use my scooter. And I include me riding on my scooter. So I'm riding through the parking lot to get to the Chick-fil-A and pick up some lemonade. Then go get my food from Fridays and go right back to the hospital. So a dude sees me, a big black truck pulls up and stops, and he's like, oh my God, you so cute on that scooter. He said, I ain't never seen somebody cute, somebody so cute on the scooter. And I was like, I'm laughing. I say, thank you. He was like, where are you going on that scooter? I said, I'm going to go get my lemonade and my food. And he was like, oh, you be careful out here. So I'm like, yeah, okay. But he looked like he was young, a black dude, young, big black dude. So I go get my lemonade, and then I head over to the Fridays to pick up my food. So he's at the Fridays, at the grab and go where I go to, and he's waiting for his food. So he was like, oh, you made it. I said, yeah, I'm good. So he starts talking to me, and he was like, why are you on the scooter? I said, I need double knee replacement. He was like, oh, okay. He said, I had both my knees replaced, but I was playing ball when I got hurt. And I was like, dang. So he was like, my recovery time was real fast because I was in school when it happened to me. And I was like, okay, I understand that. So they paid for everything. He had the best of best. Plus, he looked like he was young. So he said, you look like you trouble. I said, no, I'm not. I said, he said, you look like you have fun and you go a lot. I said, I do that. And he was like, so how many, he was like, I was like, well, I'm getting my food and I'm going back to my boyfriend's in the hospital. So I tell him my boyfriend's in the hospital. He said, so how many side dudes do you be having? I said, I don't have none. I said, I don't do that. I said, I don't really have time for that. And plus that causes a bunch of commotions and problems. So I was like, how old are you? I said, because you look like you not much older than my son. And he was like, I'm 38. I said, yeah, my son is 35. So he was like, I'm still older than your son. I said, not but by a few years. I said, my boyfriend is younger than me, and I be telling him he too young when he's way older than you. So he was like, I don't know. You sure you don't? I said, no, I don't. I said, I really don't. I need people to understand. I know it is a compliment when somebody think you decent looking or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But do you not realize if you accept when a man comes for you and you know you in a situation, no, me and my boyfriend ain't perfect. No, yeah, he get on my nerves. And yeah, I get on his too. But I'm not going to disrespect. We've had that in our relationship. I'm not going to say we haven't. But I don't, on my side, I just don't do all that. Because if I'm in something with somebody and I feel like I need to be somewhere else, I'm not going to be with them. I'm going to leave them alone. Now, men, on the other hand, y'all got different brains than we do. Y'all do anything y'all want to do and think it's okay. That ain't none of my business. I'm a girl. So, it is flattering that somebody might try to holler at you, but it ain't really flattering to me because once I say I'm in something or I'm dealing with somebody, I only deal with that person for respect reasons on my side. I do love you, Porch Chronicles.